Hello, everyone. Welcome to our show, Disability Cycle. Myself, Carlo Agada, a physiotherapist and a wheelchair therapist in the UK, together with my co-host.
My name's Jamie Hamilton. I'm an occupational therapist and a full-time wheelchair user.
So this is a seasoned occupational therapist and a wheelchair user with over 40 years of experience, active experience in the field. And we are basically going to be talking about a very discomforting or a very disturbing topic, and this is going to cause discomfort to some people and to every clinician out there, because it's something, even myself as a clinician, it's actually it's very, very unsettling to talk about this. But our topic today is, are wheelchair clinicians failing their patient? This is a very disturbing issue, but of course, from what we have in data, we think this is happening, and then we need to address it. We need to talk about it. Just think about it. If two people have similar level of dysfunction, the same type of diagnosis, and they walk into the clinic, and at the end of it all, one of them is able to return to work with the assistance and support they are able to get, and then the other from another clinic is unable to even leave their house, unable to return to work, get more depressed, lose more function, and finally even lose the real essence of living, which they fought hard to actually return before going to the clinic for a wheelchair. In this situation, you clearly have two people who have the same level of opportunity but have been failed by different factors, which we are going to be discussing today in this topic. Let me let Mr. Jamie talk about this topic a little bit. Go on.
Okay, cool. I've seen exactly that, what you're talking about there, Agana, in so many clinics. And as someone who sits on both sides of the consultation room, as an occupational therapist and a full-time wheelchair user, I can honestly say that this conversation is overdue. Most clinicians genuinely care. And most work incredibly hard. In fact, nearly all of them do. But good intentions don't always produce good outcomes. Sometimes our systems fail people. Sometimes our knowledge falls short. And sometimes we unintentionally become part of the problem. So, but today it isn't about blame. It's about taking responsibility for being better clinicians, better knowledge, having more knowledge, and being working on the client's behalf to get the best result for them.
I actually agree with you. This topic definitely is not about blaming anybody. However, there is a need for us to call a spade a spade. Of course, different factors could contribute to a patient being failed. However, I think there is something that we can do better in terms of clinical practice, and this can range from maybe we listening more and really trying to hear and see what the problem is, and also see how we can support people, because sometimes people walk into the clinic and then we are so much interested in the measurement, the postural abnormalities, the asymmetries, if there is a pelvic tilt or whatsoever measurement and metrics we are looking at. And again, we care so much about the eligibility criteria, which is fair enough, because as a clinician, you are basically working under an institution and you have to work based on the policies of that institution. So if there is a criteria that has been rolled out, then you need to stick to that criteria and not do otherwise. But then at the end of it all, we won't be talking about the patient experiencing the criteria or even, fighting with the policy or whatsoever. What we'll be talking about is someone whose life is on the way, whose independence, whose health, and whose quality of life is being jeopardized. And this is basically where I think clinicians need to listen more. What do you think about the listening attitude of clinicians?
Well, assessments where professionals have spent 45 minutes to an hour discussing the seat depth or the seat height or the posture and the pelvic tilt and all those sort of things, without asking where I want it to be or what I want it to go, what sort of things I want it to do, what was important to me, like being able to get out and about, being able to go to work, being able to walk my dog along the cliffs where I live, going shopping, all those sort of things. Nobody asked me about that, about travelling independently. All those, again, all the things that I've just mentioned, how it affects my relationships with other people. Because just a simple thing, or being able to look at somebody in the eye, or at least be looking at them rather than either looking downwards because they're sat too high, or looking up to the sky because they're sat too far back. All those sort of things need to be taken into consideration, as well as how comfortable they feel in the chair.
I really agree with you. I really agree with you. Comfort is such an important thing. Comfort is such an important thing because sometimes you can end up correcting a particular posture. At the end of the correction, you actually leave the person worse in terms of comfort and pain experience than how they came into the clinic. So I think here we need to care more about how comfortable people are and what their goals are. And I think this can only be gotten from the place of listening.
And the other thing to remember is that those things aren't extras. They're exactly why somebody needs a wheelchair. I've done, whenever I do wheelchair assessments, I always do a very holistic approach, looking at their environment, their social